out of office and on assignment, Peter O'Brien, out and about in the City of Lights. How are you, Peter? Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to.
Well, Will, you're an expert now on AI and journalism. It was on your program Scoop on Friday, and we're talking about that a lot today and the effect of AI on other aspects of culture, notably on copyright. Now, France's culture minister, Rachida Dati, has just finished up her speech. She's just making a little wander around here, the Bibliothèque Nationale de France, looking at some of the exhibitions here. She says that we need to have not a compromise, but a virtuous circle of innovation when it comes to AI's interaction with culture. Now, she'll know more than anyone that this is easier said than done. It's been reported that one of the hoped outcomes of the summit is a charter on copyright to protect, may I remind our viewers, all that work that is scraped by these artificial intelligence models from the internet before they reproduce similar stuff. So yes, a lot of creatives, artists are not at all happy about that. So how can they be properly compensated? How can they be recognized? This charter, supposed to come out of the summit, has currently been signed by a number of publishing houses. We know that the International Publishers Association has signed an open letter calling for these kind of protections. But so far, there are zero signatories from big tech or big AI companies, which I think says it all.
A virtuous circle. That sounds nice, doesn't it? But I'm curious if there's a disconnect between governments and what the private sector seems as necessary. Also, concern among civil society, is a virtuous circle even realistic?
Yeah, we talked to Maria Ressa yesterday, actually, at another event of the OECD, who had very strong opinions about this. She said, essentially, AI is just producing lies en masse. So that's the other problem, right? It's the disinformation, and Rachida Dati did nod to that and say that needs to be mastered. But it's very, very unclear how this is going to happen, because when you talk to an AI chatbot, it produces answers that sound very, very convincing. And you need to go then and do the legwork to check the facts yourself. We can't rely on it for facts. It's not designed to tell you the truth. It's designed to predict the next word in a sequence. So a lot of stuff on both the technical and the regulatory level still needs to be done on this. In fact, the European Commission has this, just in the last couple of days, only for the first time really defined what artificial intelligence is. So there's still a lot of work to be done, and we know that you mentioned a disconnect there. Well, there's a little bit of a disconnect within the French government itself. We know that Emmanuel Macron doesn't have as much power as he once does. We know all about the political chaos going on here in France, and even within the summit itself, we have a tension between trying to drum up as much investment as possible for France and being business friendly and open to business, but also trying to stand up for the things that France believes in, like human rights, like sustainability, like protecting the climate. So we're not really sure how the declaration is going to go at the end of this, especially given that the US is a very uncertain player in this game at this time.